Danny van Rooyen in Lodge Corner is P1. Duald Lambert is 5th. Brendan Griesel in Cascades is P4. Jaco Nel from South Africa is 2nd. Cascades is 1st. Best lap is a 0:57.305. Janine Glad in Old Hall Corner is 9th. Ronald Childs in Old Hall Corner is P3. Ronald Childs in Old Hall Corner is P3. Brendan Griesel is 4th. Janine Glad in Clayhill is P9. Danny van Rooyen is 1st driving a BMW. Peter Grubler in Dentons is P7. Duald Lambert from South Africa is P5. Peter Grubler in Dentons is 7th. Janine Glad in Knickerbrook is 9th. Danny Van Rooyen in Druids Corner is 1st. Tommy Glad from South Africa is P8. Best lap is a 0:59.794. Duald Lambert in the Avenue is P5 driving a Mercedes-Benz. In the Avenue is P5 driving a Mercedes-Benz. Peter Grubler in Druids Corner is 7th. Duald Lambert in the Avenue is P5. Jaco Nell is P2. Peter Grubler in the Avenue is P7 driving a Btcc. Best lap is a 0:59.445. Duald Lambert is 5th. Danny Van Rooyen is 1st. Brendan Greasel is P4. Danny van Rooyen in Lodge Corner is first. Brendan Greasel in Druids Corner is P4. Danny van Rooyen in Clay Hill is first. "60 minutes remaining in the session. Yako Nell in Old Hall Corner is second. The qualification session is at Converted Laser Scan from ACC in Little Budworth, Tarporley, Cheshire, Great Britain. The wind speed is 4 km/h from the northeast. Ronald Childs from South Africa in Old Hall Corner is first. Ronald Childs is up 0.02 in Fosters. Ronald Childs is up 0.12 in Cascades. Ronald Childs is up 0.17 in Cascades. Ronald Childs is up 0.02 in Druids Corner. Ronald Childs improved his P1 with a 0.58.223. Ronald Childs is up 0.01 in Knickerbrook. Ronald Childs is up 0.05 in Lodge Corner. Childs is up 0.12 in Knickerbrook. Ronald Childs is up 0.17 in Lodge Corner. Ronald Childs is provisional pole with a 0.58.102. The qualifying session is now in overtime. The race session is at converted laser scan from ACC in Little Budworth, Tarporley, Cheshire, Great Britain. The wind speed is 6 km/h from the northeast. Brendan Greasel from South Africa is P4. Brendan Greasel from South Africa is P4. Dewald Lambert from South Africa in Dentons is 5th. Peter Grublow in Knickerbrook is 6th. Mike McGear from Ireland is 7th. Peter Grublow in Deer Leap is P5. Brendan Greasel on lap 2 is third, 1.0 ahead of Dewald Lambert. Peter Grublow on lap 2 is fifth, 0.4 behind Dewald Lambert. Janine Glad from South Africa in the Avenue on lap 3 is 8th, 0.8 behind Tommy Glad. Janine Glad was 0.7 faster last lap. Peter Grublow is P5, 0.3 behind Dewald Lambert. Brendan Greasel is P3 driving a BMW 1.0 behind Ronald Childs. Peter Grublow in Dentons is P5 driving a Btcc 0.4 behind Dewald Lambert. Mike McGear from Ireland in Knickerbrook is 6th. Mike McGear from Ireland behind Dewald is 6th, 0.2 behind Dewald Lambert. Mike McGear is now P5. Dewald Lambert in Deer Leap is 4th. Mike McGear in the Avenue is P5, 0.4 behind Dewald Lambert. Janine Glad is P7 driving a Btcc 1.3 behind Tommy Glad. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Peter Grublow is third, 1.7 ahead of Dewald Lambert. Brendan Greasel in Knickerbrook is P8 driving a BMW. Jarkko Nel entering the pits is P9. Jarkko Nel exiting pits. Jarkko Nel exiting pits. Duald Lambert from South Africa is P4, 1.3 behind Peter Grobler. Brendan Griesel on lap 7 is 8th. Ronald Childs from South Africa in Deer League is second, 3.4 behind Danny van Rooyen. Jarkko Nel from South Africa in Lodge Corner on lap 2 is 9th. Duald Lambert is 4th, 1.8 behind Peter Grobler. Peter Grobler was 0.8 faster last lap. Jarkko Nel is 9th. Ronald Childs is P2, 3.5 behind Danny van Rooyen. Five minutes remaining in the session. Jarkko Nel on lap 4 is P9. Duald Lambert in Druids Corner is P4, 1.2 behind Peter Grobler. Brendan Greasel in Lodge Corner is P7, 0.5 behind Janine Glad. Brendan Greasel passed Janine Glad for P6. Janine Glad in Fosters is 7th. Best lap is a 0:59.887. 2.301 off the fastest lap. Ronald Childs in Fosters is 2nd. Mike McGear in Knickerbrook on lap 13 is 5th. Dewald Lambert is 4th driving a Mercedes-Benz, 1.0 behind Peter Grobler. Peter Grobler in Clayhill is 3rd, 1.4 ahead of Dewald Lambert. Dewald Lambert is 4th, 1.5 behind Peter Grobler. Danny van Rooyen from Netherlands is P1, 1.7 ahead of Ronald Childs. Dewald Lambert is 4th, 1.2 behind Peter Grobler. Ronald Childs is 2nd, 1.2 behind Danny van Rooyen. Brendan Greasel on lap 16 is 6th, 0.5 behind Mike McGear. Ronald Childs finished P2. Ronald Childs finished P2. Finished first. Danny Van Rien finished first. Jaco Nel finished P9. Brendan Griesel finished P5. Brendan Griesel finished P5. Brendan Griesel finished P5. Tommy Glad from South Africa finished 8th. Tommy Glad from South Africa finished 8th. The race session is at converted laser scan from ACC in Little Budworth, Tarporley, Cheshire, Great Britain. The wind speed is 5 km/h from the northeast. van Rooyen from Netherlands is P6. Danny van Rooyen from Netherlands is P6. Peter Grubler in the Avenue is 6th. Janine Glad from South Africa is 9th. Ronald Childs from South Africa is P3. Mike McGear from Ireland is P3. Mike McGear lost P3 to Danny van Rooyen. Peter Grubler in the Avenue is P7, driving a Btcc, 0.3 behind Duald Lambert. Jaco Nel from South Africa in Knickerbrook is P5, 0.4 behind Mike McGear. Mike McGear is 5th, 0.3 behind Jaco Nel. Mike McGear is 5th, 0.3 behind Jaco Nel. Ronald Childs is 2nd, 0.3 behind Brendan Griesel. Danny van Rooyen in Fosters is 3rd, 0.5 behind Ronald Childs. Jaco Nel in Clayhill is 4th. Best lap is a 0:57.930. Ronald Childs in Lodge Corner is P2, 0.3 ahead of Danny van Rooyen. Danny van Rooyen in Old Hall Corner is 3rd, 0.3 behind Ronald Childs. Jaco Nel in Fosters is 4th, 0.3 behind Danny van Rooyen. Ronald Childs entering the pits is P8. Danny van Rooyen from Netherlands is P2, 0.5 behind Brendan Griesel. 0.5 behind Danny van Rooyen was 0.6 faster last lap. 0.6 faster last lap. Jaco Nel is 3rd, 0.4 behind Danny van Rooyen. Danny van Rooyen is P2, 0.4 ahead of Jaco Nel. Jaco Nel in Warwick Bridge on lap 5 is P3, 0.4 behind Danny van Rooyen. Jaco Nel in Cascades is P3, 0.3 behind Danny Van Rijn. Danny Van Rijn in Clay Hill on lap 6 is P2, 0.3 ahead of Jaco Nel. Jaco Nel is third, 0.3 behind Danny Van Rijn. Brendan Griesel from South Africa in Deer Leap is P5, Brendan Griesel from South Africa in Deer Leap is P5, 0.3 behind Dual. Brendan Griesel lost 6 to Tommy Glad. Jaco Nel is P2, 0.8 behind Danny Van Rijn. Dewald Lambert from South Africa is fourth, 0.8 behind Mike McGear. Jaco Nel is second, 0.5 behind Danny Van Rijn. Danny Van Rijn was 0.6 faster last lap. Brendan Griesel is 7th, 0.4 behind Tommy Glad. Brendan Griesel was 0.9 faster last lap. Jaco Nel on lap 8 is 2nd, 0.5 behind Danny Van Rijn. Brendan Griesel is P7, 0.2 behind Tommy Glad. Tommy Glad from South Africa in the Avenue is P7, 0.3 behind Brendan Griesel. South Africa in the Avenue is P7, 0.3 behind Brendan Griesel. Jaco Nel from South Africa is P2, 0.4 behind Danny Van Rijn. Dewald Lambert is fourth driving a Mercedes-Benz, 0.3 behind Mike McGear. Jaco Nel is P2, 0.3 behind Danny Van Rijn. Dewald Lambert in Foster's is P4 driving a Mercedes-Benz, 0.5 behind Mike McGear. Jaco Nel is P2, 0.3 behind Danny Van Rijn. Dewald Lambert is fourth, 0.6 behind Mike McGear. Jaco Nel in Knickerbrook is second, 0.5 behind Danny van Rijn. Duald Lambert from South Africa is fourth, 0.5 behind Mike McGear. Jaco Nel is P2, 0.4 behind Danny van Rijn. Duald Lambert is fourth, 0.4 behind Mike McGear. Duald Lambert passed Mike McGear for third. Jaco Nel is P2, 0.4 behind Danny van Rijn. Brendan Griesel is P6. Brendan Griesel passed Peter Grubler for P5. Peter Grubler on lap 13 is 6th, 0.2 behind Brendan Griesel. Mike McGear is P4, 0.7 behind Duald Lambert. Brendan Griesel is P5, 0.5 behind Mike McGear. Peter Grubler in Clay Hill on lap 14 is 6th, 1.0 behind Brendan Griesel. Brendan Griesel is P5, 0.2 behind Mike McGear. Peter Grubler is 6th driving a Btcc, 0.4 behind Brendan Griesel. Brendan Griesel in Foster's is 5th, 0.3 behind Mike McGear. Peter Grubler in Clay Hill is 6th, 0.5 behind Brendan Griesel. Mike McGear in Lodge Corner is P5 driving a Mercedes-Benz, 0.1 behind Brendan Griesel. Peter Grubler in Old Hall Corner is 6th, 0.4 behind Mike McGear. Brendan Greasel is P4, 0.4 ahead of Mike McGear. Brendan Greasel was 0.8 faster last lap. Peter Grubler is P6, 0.3 behind Mike McGear. Dewald Lambert in Lodge Corner on lap 16 is 4th, 0.3 behind Brendan Greasel. Peter Grubler in Old Hall Corner is 6th, 0.2 behind Mike McGear. The leader has just finished the race. Jaco Nel finished first. Danny van Rooyen finished second. Peter Grubler finished fifth. Peter Grubler finished fifth. Tommy Glad finished P7. Tommy Glad finished P7.